Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. It's the Summit 3 presented by Gigabyte, and it is Europe. And well, we're in day 2 of Phase 2 action, and for our opening Best of 3 series, we got 2 of them for you today. It's going to be Team Empire taking on Asus Polar. Should be an awesome one, and of course, it's Beyond the Summit. No one else going to be doing your English coverage, but I'm not going to be going at it alone. I do have a good friend joining me remotely, though he might not be here at the present moment. It is going to be Mr. Bulldog, but he was just casting the China matches with Shiver, and you know, we only had a small window of time before we went right from China into Europe, because we just got to fire out the Dota like it's nothing. And he did need to step away and have something to eat. So he might not be right here. I see his microphone's muted, so I assume he's not here. And I just kind of gave him the go-ahead that when he shows up, which actually looks like might be right now, he'll be joining my side. Bulldog, how's it going, man?
Yo. Yes, I am here indeed. I did finish eating some sandwiches.
Sandwiches? What kind of sandwiches?
Sandwiches with ham on and some butter.
Ham and butter? That's it? Bread, ham, butter?
Yeah. That's how you eat sandwiches, isn't it?
I mean, I've heard of turkey sandwiches, tuna sandwiches, ham and butter. It must be a local thing. I'm sorry, I'm more interested in the sandwiches than the Dota right now. So, you know.
Well, we have a lot to eat here in Sweden, so. But
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you know, casting games like this, you get a little bit more respect for casters. Remaining. It's kind of a lot of work, more work than you think. Casting.
Thank you for saying that, and I did not pay him to say that. He said that on his own. All right, so no worries. Yeah, no, I greatly appreciate it. So, yeah, man, you've been actually doing a lot of casting. It's pretty ridiculous, and I've actually been enjoying it a lot. And I was super surprised to see that you're going to be joining me, and I'm amped, man. So we're going to be watching Empire take on Polar. A couple of teams I'm sure that you've had to square against yourself in your olden Dota days when you had to, you know, get into the gamer chair. Coming into this, the Dota 2 odds, I don't know if you're a big hat person, Bulldog. I'm not, but a lot of people out there seem to love their freaking hats. So I love to tell them the odds here. And guess what? Empire, they are the 69% odds favorite.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me so much. I mean, right now, Empire is probably top 3 teams in the Western scene, I think. They're not as stable as C9, or, EG and Secret, but they are up there at least, I think. And Asus Polar, on the other hand, they just had roster changes, and they've not been looking as good as they did previously. So I'm not surprised it's favored for Empire.
Yeah, Empire have looked pretty damn solid. Was casting the last season of Starladder 12, and they were pretty much going on a tear. They pretty much showed what Axe is really all about in the hands of Yoki, and people just kind of followed suit. And well, they're not going to get Axe this go around. It was picked up first and foremost from Polar, and they fired up with Alina thereafter. Empire get their, what I imagine being now a Resolution Zeus, and then we get to see possibly a Silent Storm Spirit, and then Juggernaut. A lot of greed and a little bit of a question as far as how Empire are going to lane this. Empire have been a very flexible team as far as where they like to put heroes all over the place. And I guess just, I know you might have not been the actual drafter when you were on Alliance, but when you see teams open like Empire did here, do you kind of get a little bit puzzled as far as what they want to do? Or do you kind of have a, you know who Empire is, you know exactly what the game plan is? Or do you think there's a factor of, I'm a bit puzzled right now and we need to take a moment to kind of consider where they're going to be laning this?
Well, when you see their lineup right now, I would personally assume that the Zeus is a support, because it's been pretty popular in the recent times. But I saw Empire play against Tinker a few days ago, or yesterday or something like that, and Yoki played the Storm Spirit, and I'm not sure which lane he went. I would assume it was safe lane, and he destroyed that game. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe Yoki playing the Storm Spirit, and they're going aggro try or something like that. I mean, their draft is very open right now in terms of laning, because we don't know if Zeus is mid or as support yet. So, we will see soon.
Yeah, it's nice to pick up where you can kind of call an audible. Like maybe you kind of go into the draft like this is definitely mid Zeus, and then you see the other team pick up something, and you're like, yeah, I think I'm gonna move this Zeus over to a support position instead. But We'll see. As now Polar, they pick up one of the most flexible and top priority supports you can ask for. Lion, Instant Hex, Instant Lockdown, good heavy burst, and I also want to talk about some of the bans here. Of course, you got your common ones. We got to get rid of the ugly little sniper. Troll has got to go because he's at Bulldog. What do you think about Troll, man? I'm sick of the freaking hero. I'm jumping in on my pubs. He's beating my ass. I mean, I know I'm worthless, so it's just and it is what it is. But even at your level, are you guys just tired of it, or are you? You have an answer for Troll, you don't even care.
Well, I mean, in pubs you see it pretty much every game, and it does get tedious when you see the same hero every game. But personally, I don't think he's that strong. Not as strong as Sniper, not as strong as Wisp, but it's definitely a little bit too strong, I would say. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see a patch coming up very soon. I mean, it's been a while, so... And he's probably going to be nerfed, and I'm happy about that.
Yes, me too. I'm very happy. And well, we'll see. Empire now pick up a Skywrath Mage, which is wonderful. I mean, he's attractive. He's very flimsy, but he's got that Ancient Seal. Certainly helps amplify the output of what Zeus can do, and even a little bit as far as Storm Spirit goes. It's a bit flimsy as a team. I feel like they're pretty frail here, Bulldog. They might need to consider getting sort of strong frontliner, more likely for what looks like the off-lane position. It could ultimately end up being something like a Tidehunter, like a Centaur. But as it is right now, Empire seem a little bit flimsy, like as if they can pretty much take an ass whooping and not be able to come right back from it.
Yeah, I mean, Polar has really high bursts. Like Lina and Lion ult are basically the same, but a bit different in cooldown and so on. But
yeah.
And the Visage has incredible DPS as well. So, yeah, you're right. They've got really tons of damage right now, and they need some tanky hero. And we don't see Centaurs much, neither Tide. They kind of fallen off.
Why is that? Why? I mean, I thought in a day and age where maybe snipers picked up more often, people would like Centaur because with Stampede you can kind of break through those front lines and get that little freak. But people seem to not really care about Centaur, and I know it's something you've probably played a couple of times. Is there a particular reason that he just isn't the new in flavor anymore? Is it just he doesn't offer what more offlaners have?
Well, I think we used to try. TA, okay, so it is an aggro, then I would assume. Yeah, Centaur. I don't know. It's just such a weak offlaner. It's kind of like Axe. If you put Axe offlane, you don't get anything, and then the hero is useless. You need farm on Axe, and you need farm on Centaur as well, and you don't get it from the offlane. And he's not as strong in a dual lane like Axe is with Omni or something like that. And the only way Centaur works right now, I think, is safe lane. So you make sure you get a 10-minute dagger or something, then the hero's good. But yeah, we're seeing a Drow and TA instead.
Yeah.
And alright.
Drow Visage.
This is scary.
I mean, this is a lineup that they clearly have some objectives they want to do at a certain peaking point. A lot of people feel like Drow can fall off into the later portions of the game, but there's that certain window of time when Drow just kind of can unmercifully just decimate your towers one by one, and all it could take is a couple of Wraith Bands. The next thing you know, she has like, what, 400 damage or something? It feels ridiculous. So, they're running with a lineup that definitely has a certain time frame that they want to look to kind of get this game underway, whereas Empire now, and we're anticipating some sort of aggro setup in the laning phase. Do you think that they're going to be able to handle the Drow Visage? They don't look like a lineup that has a tremendous amount of creep clearing. They have some good defense, but I feel like maybe if they get pressured too much from Polar, they could run into a bit of trouble. Or do you feel like Empire are going to have their own kind of game plan, and it might be actually trouble for Polar to really do their Drow Visage thing?
Well, when you play Drow Visage, you generally want a good early game. You want to win the lanes and so on, and I'm not sure how much they will do that. Like, TA doesn't care that much about the fact that Lina has 5-6 more damage in the laning phase. He's probably going to do pretty fine there, and I think it was Henry himself said, because he's played a lot of Drow, that the hero is not good late game. So if it goes late game, it's definitely favored for Empire, and it's a lot on this Storm. If he gets a good early game, he's going to create a lot of havoc and make it pretty easy for Empire to win, I think. Because last time he played it, he was like 16-1, I think, against Tinker.
Oh my. Bulldog, I think this could be the infamous Yogi Jungle Storm Spirit. I remember I watched a recent highlight, actually, of Empire playing, and they did this, and he was able to get level 6 at about 6 minutes in, and indeed he did snowball, which is something you just said Drow could have trouble with here. So any thoughts as far as doing the good old jungle Storm Spirit? We don't see it very often, but Empire seem to be a group that like to try to innovate things. It's in particular Yoki as a player, whether it's being a Earthshaker off lane or then a Sand King off lane, and now this Storm Spirit jungle. Is this something most teams don't see coming, or do you actually even consider the Storm Spirit jungle pretty viable?
Well, I don't think you consider it unless you've watched them play and done it. As I said, I don't know how they lane them against Tinker because I didn't see the start. But I mean, the jungle Storm Spirit sounds really bad. I think. I mean, who did they put off lane then?
I almost want to say no one. I think they might have just sacked the offlane at the start.
It feels so greedy, but it looks like they're doing it. Because he's there and he's getting the rune even.
That just seems so funny to me. It's like, okay, well then Illidan, of all the carry players out there in the Dota world, is just going to have his way in free farm bottom. But somehow, some way, last time Empire, they made it work. They just committed to the jungle the whole way through, which it looks like Yoki is. And, well, they still managed to pull the game out. So I wonder now, Asus, if they've been checking tapes and maybe doing bits of research, they got to know Yoki's not around. He must be in the jungle. I mean, if you knew that kind of bit of information, would you consider going to the jungle and just trying to get in his face or make his time a little bit more difficult?
Well, they don't really have the supports for it right now. Both of their supports are really slow in movement speed, and the Lion went boost up, but still, it's kind of risky going there. And I mean, there's really no hero that can do well against a Drow Visage, an offlane hero, because you kind of get wrecked by that lane usually, unless you go dual or tri-lane. So they're like, all right, let's just leave it. But I guess they're fine with it because it's a Drow Illidan is playing. He's not playing, Slark that he can snowball. So Drow doesn't really snowball so much, I don't think. So, I mean, they're happy with the situation. I'm pretty sure so.
I agree with you about the Drow snowball thing. I feel like it's just Drow has a job to do, and either she does it, and the game's a victory, or she doesn't get to do it, and then you run into a bit of trouble. So, at the start at least, Illidan should be able to get everything and anything he wants, having all the elbow room to kind of deal with the creep equilibrium in their best interest and go from there. So Empire have run with more of a kind of dual lane setup in mid, which has forced FNG to kind of hang around on the side of Polar and help out G, it looks like, on his Lina. And now Resolution, that he's up to level 2, is going to work with his own, but still nearby, this Aloha Dance Zeus just kind of dances around with them and nukes down FNG and is just kind of trying to put Polar out of their comfort zone a bit. And, well, now we're going to see just the support kind of... This is just very awkward to me right now, Bulldog. It's like Resolution's not even dealing with the CS in lane. They're just kind of dancing with each other.
I wonder if they're just going to leave the bottom lane, the tower. I mean, I'm not sure anyone can rotate there. Oh, top.
Yeah, they're making a committed jump here onto Sadoy, and that's all it takes. Aloha Dance gets your first blood. He was just moving around mid lane, and suddenly he's top, and with the help of Always Want to Fly in company, it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to bring down the big red axe. So it is actually Empire who are going to get the first blood bonus. Let's look at Yoki here. The jungling Storm Spirit with one little tiara, the circlet on hand. And he's been kind of bottle crowing as well. It looks like he's going right Soul Ring, which he already has. It looks like he's got a pretty good start. I'm curious to see that maybe when he gets level 6, he'll just immediately start going to the lanes and trying to gank, or if he's just going to be very patient about this. And, well, it looks like actually the Soul Ring is going to go to Aloha Dance.
Yeah, this Axe, I mean, that's the reason you don't play Axe often. Same with Centaur. Like, he can't do anything alone. I mean, he got 1 CS, 1 level, and then he died. So yeah, he decided just to go jungle now. Maybe he should have done it at the start, seeing the storm. Like, okay, you're gonna greed, then we're also gonna greed. But, alright, so he decided to do it now at least. So that's better.
A little bit behind as far as Yoki with his head start in jungling play. But it is an Axe, and once he gets that Blink Dagger, things can change. We'll have to see. But this is just turning out to be a whole different kind of Dota game, running with a 2 mid, 2 side lane, and pretty much no team doing a whole lot in the offlane setup. So Illidan, no surprise, top of the CS, 26-1 on the Drow. Right behind him is your Silent Jug at 19-9. They're both going to pretty much get all the farm they could ask for early on, maybe with the benefit to Silent side getting that early kill. And it's just kind of steady as she goes here at the start of this game until this jungle action stops and they decide to kind of go out on an adventure and maybe find some hero kills. But just Aloha Dance will continue to stack up here for Yoki, and he'll get a huge burst of early XP with it.
Yeah, I mean, this is something you used to do like way back during TI3, for example. You often left off lane to jungle, and since then it stopped because people went too aggressive and punished it so much. But it's a bit surprising seeing, since it's two Russian teams even. You'd think they'd be aggressive and punish this kind of play, but they're happy with farming.
TI3, what a time! Am I right, Bulldog?
Oh yeah, never forget.
Never forget. All right, well, they're pushing forward here mid lane. FNG's just persistent on being by the side of G here, which could take away from his XP, but they get some harassment here under resolution, and they'll just kind of make the best of it for now. But yeah, you're right. Bottom lane, they're like, if you're not going to be here, we're going to take towers, which is something that they can do better than Empire, being a Drow Visage. So is there going to just have to eventually be a point where Empire might need to offer a little more defense here instead of Aloha Dance Zeus being the only one? Or do you think that maybe Polar are just not going to look to go much further than this tier 2 and, well, pull back and farm?
Well, Zeus is... They probably had this plan because Zeus is really good at defending. His first skill is so long range. Well, it's pretty long range, and you just pull the creep wave, and you can't really dive tier 2. I mean, I guess they were fine with giving up the tier 1. But the tier 2, there's no way they're going to give that up. And it's so easy for Zeus to defend.
Bulldog, FNG is tired of this. He actually almost got Yoki. One auto attack is all it takes. Oh my god. So while he's dealing with this huge girthy stack over here, he walks away weak and wounded, and convenient timing for FNG. They didn't have a ward or anything. It's not like they knew he was almost dead. He just was like, you know what? Yoki's gone. I need to go in there and see what the hell's happening. And lucky enough for FNG, he's barely alive and just takes one measly lion base attack, and your Storm Spirit's dead.
Yeah, that's really important. You punish this kind of greed finally, and that slows him down quite a lot. No minute, or is it going to be 6 at minute 6? Maybe.
It's going to be close. They're going for always want to fly here. He tried to get the rune, and FNG led in with an early Earth Spike, took it from him, but now
Zeus ult.
Yeah, he interjects, and Silence like, I got an itchy trigger finger here. I'm ready to fire off this frickin' Omni Slash, but not even going to have the chance as he gets the sight of a corpse from Aloha Dance blasting the Lina. G goes down. It ends up being a 2-1 early start here at the game. And after it was pretty quiet, all of a sudden hell breaks loose here in the mid lane. And Yoki, who makes his return back to the jungle, it did affect him quite a bit. He did have a nice little bit of farm going from those big stacks, but now he kind of gets back into his groove. He's got the early robe, so I'm anticipating straight to an Orchid for him, not even stopping off for a Soul Ring along the way. I guess just assuming since he's going with a bottle get up.
There's such a greedy game. They even leave the Visage bottom now for max efficiency. I mean, they're farming Ancients at minute 7. And they're actually farming jungle. Like, they're just farming everything except offlane.
Yeah, we're going to get into a mid and late game period a lot sooner at this rate. Teams just continue to build up such a quick economy here. And we could end up seeing a lot of action really quick as everyone reaches their level 6 and runs out. And,
he's going to go for it.
Oh, he's trying to run the frickin' birds. Oh my god, look at the damage. Yeah, that is a solo pickoff right there. The power of Visage and the damage you talked about in the draft is pretty crazy.
Well, he lost a bird. He's a little bit sad, but he got a kill, so it's fine.
Yeah, he'll be
doing fine.
He'll be crying in sweet, delicious Empire tears from that kill, I'm sure, so not too bad. Always want to fly, ends up showing up. He would love to get a Skywrath Mage maybe to at least level 6 and put to strong use that Mystic Flare. And well, even though Silence wasn't able to get a kill there in the mid lane, he heads back towards the top. He's got Phase Boots, Aquila, no Mask of Madness yet or any sort of Morbid Mask. Do you think Empire could look to kind of get something done with Rosh? I feel like Rosh is going to be, in particular, pretty important to both teams. Both sides have a pretty good Rosh lineup and could get it done pretty fast. Do you think it becomes more important for one side to do it over the other?
Well, I don't think anyone wants to give it up, and I wonder if this Visage will go Medallion. I don't know if they always go Medallion, but if they go Medallion, that Rosh melts so fast. They're already doing... No, they're smoking for kills, actually.
Yeah, let's see what they can get with it.
Little Yoki. Visage, run!
No, he's not going to be running anywhere. Meanwhile, Templar Assassin does go down the mid lane of Lina, but we'll keep eyes right here. The jump from Yoki goes on to the Visage, and, well, they get redemption. Zeus comes back from that early pickoff with his posse and gets the kill there, but now it's Yoki who might be in trouble, gets silent. and he will run away. Aloha Dance as well, steps out. FNG, don't overcommit here. They're trying to kite him here, and then they're going to go for the commitment onto Always Want to Fly, and oh yeah, he's done for. One quick right click right there from Illidan, and uh-oh. Whoa, finger flies out. Aloha Dance goes down, and this is a disaster for Empire. Yoki's got to get the hell out and commits the long jump. No more mana now as Sadoi's walking in. Gets off the Battle Hunger and does not decide to chase. So that was a smoke gank attempt there, Bulldog, from Empire that did not go so well. They lose 2 and they only get the Visage. And they give Illidan a kill.
Well, it looked like they were just going to run out because Drow Ranger has killed nothing in Frost Arrows. But the Lion with the Hex ensures the kill and getting 6. And I'm not sure what happened mid. Did Lina solo kill TA? That's pretty crazy.
Maybe she just suddenly got her Laguna Blade. TA wasn't prepared for it and got blasted in the face.
Yeah, that's pretty big if that's what happened.
So very good right now for Polar as they push ahead 5-3. The top lane for Empire is still holding pretty strong as Silence, trying to add some pressure, it looks like, towards the Tier 1, but he is still got very nice CS. I mean, he is now 82 and 14. The next closest is Drowned 64, but they were able to bring down towers, do Ancients, and now get those kills. So you can chalk it up to what you want. It's Polar who have a 1K net worth advantage, at least for now. And it looks like we're going to have a small hiccup, a small pause. I don't even know who paused here, but apparently they need a brief moment. No big deal, but pretty good start here, Bulldog. Any early sort of feelings as far as who's got the upper hand? Do you think Polar are kind of doing a nice job here, finding kills and objectives, and Empire might be in a bit of a sticky situation, leading in with this jungling Storm Spirit and now Resolution being taken down in the mid lane?
Well, I think the game is a little bit favored for Empire now. I think they have a better draft. I always feel it's a bit risky playing with the Drow. Like, sometimes you do steamroll games with Drow, but it's not going to be a steamroll game. This game, it doesn't look like, at least. And this Jagger, a free-farming Jagger, is always scary. And I think he instant kills the birds as well with his jump. I'm not sure if that's the interaction. I think that's it, at least. Which is sad for the Visage.
Yeah, sad for those birds.
Little birds.
You seem like you always have like a thing for any sort of hero that's got a comrade or companion, whether it's the Lone Druid and a bear, maybe a Furion with some Treants, and now Visage with the birds. You just have a soft spot
love
for summons. Yeah,
I do.
Those poor things, they have such a short lifespan as it is. Just let them thrive. Yeah. And well,
it's such a long cooldown.
Well, hopefully the birds will be safe for here, but it looks like they are going to potentially move it towards the top. And I'm going to go ahead, Bulldog, if you don't mind. I might drop a question mark here because I want to know what the pause is all about. Boom. We'll find out.
There it is.
Information.
What's
that mean?
Chatam.
I don't know what that means. Chatam, of course. Of 2 minutes. Fair enough. So, all right. Empire need a moment for this bit of a hiccup. Bulldog, I saw briefly casting some China games with Shiver. Sorry about what looked like you had to deal with the old Perfect World server and its radio/slideshow Dota.
It was fine for me at least, but Shiver had some issues.
Yeah, it's a very finicky firewall. Even us here at the house have a lot of problems with it. But how were the matches? Anything interesting? They've been doing some weird stuff over there in the east side. So
yeah, I mean, there wasn't the best Chinese teams, so it wasn't the highest quality games, but it felt they're pretty similar in the draft right now, the Chinese and the Western scene. Unlike it was before, but they don't value Wisp as much. In the Western scene, like, everyone bans Wisp. You don't give Wisp. And it's kind of funny because about 2 months ago or something like that, you don't care that much about Wisp. It kind of comes and goes, Wisp.
Really
but now
does.
he's back, and you don't give away this hero anymore. The concept of the hero is just so strong.
Wisp it's a weird hero. I mean, obviously, just the look of the hero, we don't know what the hell it is. No face, no ass, no nothing. And well, the thing is you need to have I would feel like a team where you have a Wisp player. I mean, wouldn't you think that, teams you just need a specialist to deal with the Wisp. And once you recognize a team has it, I think it almost always becomes a first ban situation. But sometimes these teams forget about the Wisp ban because they are sick and tired of seeing the frickin' troll or the jug or the axe or the sniper, that they forget about it. And then next thing you know, you have an Empire lineup that's going to have a Wisp Tony and you're in a lot of trouble. So I can see where you're coming from. And it has been a bit wishy-washy as far as teams forgetting about it. Can you just imagine that the hero used to have a stun with its tether? I mean, we think it's pretty OP now. It's him and Rider used to be way OP. It's ridiculous.
We used it to win TI3. That's done. It's such a big difference.
Because you blink onto the Wisp, and maybe you're trying to lead in with an Echo Slam or a channel of some sort. You just get welcomed with an instant tether stun, and you're off to a bit of a hiccup as it is. Yeah, so ridiculous of a hero. Well, we'll actually get back underway. It looks like Empire ready to go, and where we left off was they made an engagement through the woods here down below, but Polar walked away with more of the kills. Resolution was previously brought down in that mid lane from G, and now he has to deal with this Lina once more. And Silent just kind of has had free farm rather on his Jug in the top lane, and he's already got his Mask of Madness and Phase Boots. But we're at a bit of a calm here. Maybe either team looking for the next potential engagement. Maybe Asus Polar want to remove this tier 1 now in the mid lane and make a go at the Roche. We'll have to see.
This Lion's solo smoked. I'm not sure what he's getting at. Maybe it was a misclick.
Maybe he
I think he saw some bottom,
yeah.
But he just ran away instantly. And actually now Empire is smoking here, going top. Oh, little Illidan, you better run.
Oh, I don't know. They're going to be turning the corner. Silent's going to see him, and go, he's running. Phase Boots, Mask of Madness. Now they get the extra bit of vision. Come here, you. Goes for the Omni, even with the creep wave there. Only ends up losing one of the slashes. Now committing with the Battle Fury. Meanwhile, FNG gets a nice stun onto Aloha Dance, and Silent's trying to get the hell out, but he gets blasted with the Laguna. Uh-oh. This is not working out so well. Always Want to Fly tries to get FNG. He ends up going down. This is another expedition from Empire that ends up being a sinking failure. 8-3 Alpha Polar.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. It's a bit unlucky as well for Empire. I mean, when you see a kill like that, you just go for it. But if you just stop and look for a second, you see the creeps are spawning. And if the creeper was not there, that's a kill on the draw for sure. So, yeah, it's a little unfortunate.
Yeah,
3 heroes dead.
The small timing window. Silent just moves so quick. He a bit overextended, and with the quick reaction from Polar and specifically FNG seems to be always so good. He gets these kind of supports. He always has TPs on hand so that when something goes down, he's there to kind of make fisticuffs, and that proves to be a lot of problem for Empire as he's just able to zone the rest of them back. So they walk away. They get a couple of kills off to a pretty nice boost. What started as a 1k advantage has quickly become nearly 5k because of it. Illidan's also able to finish out those Ancients, so his Drow's got Helm with a Dominator, and Yasha probably going to be going SNY, I'd assume, and at that point the damage just gets a bit out of control. So this Drow's off to a pretty good head start, and your jungling Storm Spirit has yet to really kind of go off the rails. We were expecting for him to kind of be able to be a problem for Drow because he can always get in her face and have a good snowball period here, but it seems like Empire might be anxious to make something happen. So they make a move in. Illidan gets the stun. Always Want to Fly says, I don't like that. Gets the hell back.
Kind of hurts. 2 attacks, half HP.
Yeah, he's weak. He's lucky enough to have that +2 armor. Otherwise, he's going in there pretty much butt naked. And
he's jumping.
They don't get the call.
Yeah, that would have been a good call because Jagger does not have ult, and he's really weak without it right now.
And Polar feel like that this would be a good time for them to kind of strike, but they're not going to get it. And hey, by the way, Visage did end up getting a medallion, so Polar probably have their eyes on Roche potentially.
Oh, yeah.
But Empire are not going to let it have it easy, so it might force Polar to try to at least take a team fight or get a pick off first. But you can imagine that we're probably going to have a lot of tension towards the bottom of this map now.
And this Drow not going for Frost Arrows is probably an indication that he's planning on going Skadi, which has been really popular recently. The the Sanchen Yasha Skadi build, because you slow people so much. It's insane how good that is, especially on Sniper. Oh, top.
Yeah, they're making a go. Resolution spotted. There's the Yules. LSA to follow. They have Laguna and Finger if they want to go crazy, but they don't need them both. G's just going to help clean it up, and that's just an easy pick there onto Resolution. So Polar, beautiful start for them. Now 10-3, and Empire need to kind of find their way back into this game. Do you think that... what do you think it would be here for Empire to try to get back into this game? Is it just Yoki trying to find those opportunities to make pickoffs for his Storm Spirit? Is it Silent looking to kind of get in there and at least set up an Omni Slash or two? He hasn't been successful with one quite yet, and now he has it at level 2, so things could be a lot easier for them. But they keep getting pressured here, and Polar are now heading towards the Roche pit.
Yeah, I mean they're not even going for it, but at the same time as they killed TA, they killed bottom as well. So they're just getting these pickups everywhere.
Yeah.
And if Empire wants, I mean they need to be ready for this basically. Oh my god.
I mean, Roche was there for a moment, Bulldog, but then it's dead now. That was absolutely
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I don't know what happened. There must have been a glitch or something.
I think it was an illusion, a giant illusion. I don't know how he gets illusions, but that went down way
crazy.
too fast. But I assume Drow has the Aegis, yeah, so this is going to be an easy tier 2. I don't think Empire are ready to put up any sort of defense, so they might have to sack that tier 2 and maybe hope that Polar don't want to press forward and try to do some work in the high ground. If they get this tier 2 quick, do you think they should just keep going forward for high ground, or do they step back and clear out the other tier 2s and just bring in as much gold as possible?
Well, they should definitely keep going now, and at least force them back. And if they really want to defend, then yeah, they have to, obviously.
Yep.
Which they're probably not going to force it too much. I would be surprised if they dive in here.
Well, they start from the low ground. Little skeletons leading out the front. Get him. Get resolution with our skeleton army. Oh, they're all gone. Sorry about that. I know you love your summons, but the skeletons got to go.
They should back now and go for the tier 2 towers. So yeah, just forcing them back. Very basic thing to do. And just going bottom, yeah, he's even drawing. Let's go. FNG making the calls.
Yep. Good for him. Polar will move towards their next objective here, and as long as they can kind of do what they want, Empire need to kind of be there to respond, and if they're not there, they risk losing their tower, and even if they are there, they're probably losing out on getting some farm elsewhere. And Asus, their economy continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger, now pushing past 7,500. Empire need to somehow find a way to take a big team fight and try to take some towers themselves. Empire have yet to been able to really even add damage to a tower, yet to take anything down.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. Like, they know they can't T-fight no way right now. This is a really good start for Drow. Lord has his Sanchi Yasha. He hits so hard right now. And, well, the storm has had no impact so far. And how long does the Aegis last? It's still a long time. So they should definitely keep forcing towers. But they don't want to give up any towers at the same time.
One thing I've noticed between maybe different regions of Dota is that when you do have the Aegis, at a moment like this here for Polar, do you feel like, from a player's perspective and a team's perspective, that you want to get as much done as possible with the Aegis, take those towers? I've seen other teams, like more like the Chinese Dota, they'll take the Aegis and then they just kind of know they're in control, and they don't necessarily even like to continue pushing. They just know that they have the advantage, and it forces the other team to be in defensive position. Western teams, they'll go for towers.
Oh, they're going top now actually. Is there going to be a fight here? No, so fast.
Yeah, sounds too quick. He's out of there. But
Yeah, but oh, are they going to get him?
Oh, they're flanking him.
Oh, no.
Condolences always want to fly. You're not going to be getting away. Just a desperation Mystic Flare, and he ends up going down. Ownage now, it looks like, as Sidoi gets that kill, and Polar continue to dominate.
Lion has no mana here. Can't do anything. But yeah, as with the Aegis, you definitely want to do stuff when you get the Aegis, but it obviously depends on what lineup you have. If you have the better late game, you can just get the Aegis and you can just chill knowing that, alright, we're just going to farm. We know they can't do anything and we're just going to farm for 5 minutes getting our items. But this is a lineup you don't want to sit back and farm. You definitely want to get use of the Aegis. So they're taking all the towers now.
This is real tough for Empire as the map grows smaller and smaller. They have less opportunity to find farm, and from what little table scraps of farm they can find, they have to hand it over to someone like Resolution or Silent just to hope that they can get them back into the game. But here goes Polar. They're now pushing for the last outer tower, this mid-tier 2. Empire just trying to split push as long as they can, and then they'll TP
force
back
them
if
back
they need
again.
to. Yeah. They're going to try to get them to TP from the bottom lane up to the mid here. I mean, they have to, or they're going to be losing tier 3 and possibly Rax. So it's just Polar telling Empire what they need to do and where, and them having the better team fight as it stands right now with that early advantage.
Still 1 minute on the Aegis. They're going to get the tower here. Probably going to force them to fight as well.
Can they get the fight to happen, though? It's a low ground siege. They're going to actually force out the glyph, and they immediately pull away to not lose any of that extra bit of damage. But Polar are persistent, man. What, 30 seconds or so to go on this Aegis? Do they just kind of throw Illidan in there, make it happen? But the fight might not be coming their way. It's very slow play right now from Empire.
Going high ground is always risky because it's kind of where you get the comebacks from a lot of games. So I wouldn't be surprised if you just back after the tower now.
Right.
Would be the smart, safe play.
They get their tower. It looks like they are going to play it safe. They walk back immediately. G goes to the bottom, and you can already see everyone, because of that tower takedown, they went shopping, it looks like. Now we have G with a Shadow Blade. Lion's got a Blink Dagger. Axe, obviously Blink Dagger. Vanguard. Visage is really close, 700 gold away, and suddenly you have 3 birds with an Agnum Scepter. And, well, Drow, it looks like you're right there. Gonna go for the Scotty. There's already 1 ultimate orb in hand.
And yeah, the smoke is coming middle now. They're not gonna find much here.
Oh boy, they need something though. Does it feel like Empire just kind of like, we got to get something done by this point to get ourselves back into the game? So this is what they almost call a YOLO smoke.
Yeah. Oh, do they find it? He will die in that ultimate.
There's Illidan, of all people to find. He gets the Omni, plus Yoki jumps forward. Uh-oh, you're Drow in trouble. No one TPing in quite yet. G's on the run. And, well, they are able to bring down the Drow. They lose their Skywrath Mage, and Lil does go down next. It's a 2-fer. There's Laguna. Yoki tries to get away, and now the finger flies out the Silent. There's 1 dunk. There's 2. Everyone is below threshold, so they're just easy pickings for Todoi. And now Yoki. Gonna be the 3rd. Empire go in feeling like they need to get something done, but only 1 person, and that's Resolution, is gonna be able to live on to tell the tale.
I mean, they got the draw, but it was expensive. It was pretty expensive, and
Yeah.
I mean, they have to do something like that, because if they just sit back and wait, then the fight is gonna be at Roche, which, I mean, they could wait for that, but it's riskier because they know they're gonna fight there then. And if Polar gets the Roche now, it's probably a game. Like, they're so far ahead right now, and Draw is almost got his Scotty. Well, it's a little bit to go, but once he has his Scotty, God, the
God be
terror.
with them. Oh, man. So they'll get what they want, and, well, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. If Polar just kind of go into the pit, duke it out with Roche, they almost can expect that Empire might look to contest, but they don't really expect a smoke gank to the top lane. So it does work out that they get Illidan from it. But as you said, it probably cost them a bit too much. It's now 15-5. Polar continue to extend their lead. Now 12k as far as net worth goes. It's both Illidan and G who are at the top of that chart right now, as it looks like G is going to be going with an Agnum Scepter here on your Lina. So the burst gets a bit more ridiculous once she turns that into pure damage. Empire, they have to find a way to be ready for it and try to get these lanes pushed out, try to get their farm, and not allow Polar to get easy access to Roche and take over this game.
Yeah, they got so much burst, and Lion is 11 already, and X got his Crimson Guard. So they got just everything going for them right now. Just waiting for the Roche right now. They want to Scud and Draw, and Aegis on them. And then they're gonna get all their X, basically. And, oh, that was a fast Roche. That was an instant Roche.
Oh, how convenient. Probably for Polar here, as they're about to head towards the neighborhood, and with these
Is he really gonna look?
Yeah, they're going to scout. God. Yeah, of course they are. They're like, this is the minimal time, and how great! Another Roche illusion in the pit. That will just take down immediately. Oh, man. Empire, they're going to have no idea. They figure that maybe Roche could be up, but it's such a small timer that by the time they figure out something might be up, it's going to be dead. But look at behind here. Silent sees G and is just like, I got to go. He quickly Blade Furies and TP's out. Aloha Dance's got to find a place to hide, but... oh, Bulldog, it's Polar. They got their Aegis.
Yeah, I mean, they're not even going to wait for Scotty. They don't need to. I mean, what are they going to do now to defend this? The Storm's got his Bloodstone, but what is he going to do? No one can do anything.
They gotta do something. Pray. I don't know. Hope to God that Polar just disconnect and we don't know about it. But here's a jump. Yoki distracting him, maybe trying to force them to pop out some unnecessary spells or anything. But one Rax has already gone down. Illidan confident staying there, Aegis in hand, not worried about too much, tries to break down the second one. And Empire scrambling at any sort of defense at this point. And, well, here comes another long jump from Yoki. Could be an instant TP. Yep, just kind of showing off his Olympic vault right there. Just doing anything you can to try to keep Polar back.
Yeah, but they're going to lose the Rax for sure. Or, yeah, I don't see this happening. Maybe if the Storm can jump the Lion so he doesn't get any CC off. Maybe. Maybe.
Just maybe. I don't know, though. There's a lot there next to him. A quick gush silence coming out from your Drow. G's probably going to be nearby. It's not going to be easy, but you can see now there's the commit forward from Resolution. Not going to be doing a whole lot to Visage. Aloha Dance gets caught, taken down. Omni breaks out right now, but the Crimson Guard is there to follow to mitigate the damage as much as possible. Laguna flies out. Silent goes down. FNG could go down here, will go down. Yoki gets that one, but we'll see if he can make it out alive. Resolution, good focus on the Visage, but there's a quick suicide coming out from the Storm to get away, and Empire lose 3. And
TA run for your life.
Resolution. Uh-oh. Gonna get caught. G inside. Gets him with the stun. He goes in Viz. They don't have detection, but now as he pops out, there's, no frost arrows necessary for that as he just kind of shoots him on down. G gets the kill there, and Bulldog, game number 1 might be pretty swift here as it's only about 25 minutes in, and their second racks are in jeopardy. Uh-oh. Resolution
Or will they turn the comeback?
Yep, this is the moment. This is the moment. Will they get it? Resolution moving forward after his buyback. They got to get something done here. Jump forward from Yoki. Sadoi goes down. Now they look for G. G gets off a bit of nuke damage. Trying to go for Yoki. Goes down. Now Illidan. Oh, can he get Aloha Dance?
The birds are here.
Got him. And now Resolution. Can he man up? Can he do it? Illidan very low. That's just the first life.
Save him.
Oh, see you later, Yoki. Zapped from the finger. Here's Illidan back, and now with Birds and FNG, Empire is like, okay, we've done enough. We got to get the hell back. But I don't know. Was that enough? Was that the comeback, Bulldog? Are Empire back in the game?
How many buybacks was that? It was 1 buyback only, but it was on one of the cores. So
yeah,
this line isn't maxing the mana drain. I haven't seen that often. I think
maxing
usually just kill. Okay, maybe that's for Storm actually. Just sucky some mana.
Who doesn't like a little bit of sucky, I guess, whatever. So
yeah, I like it.
So
just saying.
Yeah, no problem, man. Bottom lane, they are going to have to just go back to pushing out these lanes close to the base. The bottom lane is the last lane that have a tier 3 to stand to protect those racks, so they're kind of spreading the map, taking what they want still. Polar's advantage now pushes up towards a 15k net worth front, and here's G Expedition.
Oh,
maybe
he's gonna TP top now. He's gonna cancel it. Oh no!
Oh, Illidan, not happening. Yoki gets the pull and says, "Haha, sorry, not TPing anywhere. Bye." Yoki leaves, and
all right, he just saved his team about a minute or 30 seconds at least. So, what can he do with 30 seconds?
I hope a lot. Empire need it, man. 21-8, 30 seconds.
He's going to Shadow Blade on Juggernaut. He wants to do some sneaky kills on the draw. But I don't think he... Well, I mean, Juggernaut does a lot of freaking damage. And he's 16, actually. So if he finds Drow by himself, he's ult as level 16. He will actually kill him. So, okay, that's exactly what needs to happen. Do they have sentries? Doesn't look like it. Only dust. Alright. This is the comeback.
Let's see. It's all on silent here.
Or actually, it's going Battle Fury. Alright, well...
Well, not. So no sneaky play, just trying to cleave back the push or something.
Just cleave the birds, I guess. I think they need the sneaky plays.
I don't think they're going to get the Bulldog Blessing to kind of go for the sneaky plays. They're going to try to make it work here with the Battle Fury. The Silent will push back.
They don't have an Aegis this time, though.
It's true. It's true. But the Raxes are exposed. They just kind of walk in, and I mean, look at the damage. The Rax is dead already. One goes down. There's the jump from Yoki. They're trying to make something happen. Zeus fires out the Wrath of God, and, well, Yoki does end up going down. Omnislash flies out. They can't finish anyone off. Very low. Weak and wounded. They're going for Illidan here. Can they get the grab? Zeus trying to blast him down. Very low on mana. Resolution commits forward, but nice Gus to push him back and away. Now Sadoi, very low. Everyone barely getting away. Visage does finally end up going down. FNG gets a nice stun on the 2, and now comes G, finishing off Aloha Dance. They're committed forward. Resolution. Can he get Sadoi here? Trying to right-click it. There's Illidan. They're trying to kite the rest of Empire. Silent is down. 64 seconds. No buyback. Resolution now. Going to try to...
Oh, that blink.
It was a good spot, but he couldn't get FNG, and now he just gets slaughtered. No buyback for him, and it looks like that's it. Empire throwing the towel. Triple kill for Illidan. Whoa. What a good start there from Polar, man. They get the draw lineup, and they make it work.
That was a straightforward strategy. I just did everything right. What can I say?
Well, do you think Empire kind of going with this particular lineup, going back to the jungling Storm Spirit, was it just they didn't get a lot at that point and you felt like it was a a kind of an awkward draft at the start, or do you think there was just a point in the game where maybe they lost a couple of lives and handed over a bit too much to Polar to allow them to come, push ahead so quick?
Well, I mean, the Storm didn't do so much this game, but it's mainly because, well, one, they smoked into their jungle and died, and the second smoke, when they dove the tier 2 mid, that they died 3 people. So, I mean, if those things didn't happen, the Storm probably could have done a lot this game. So, I mean, they could definitely have won this game if those things didn't happen. But, yeah,
well,
too bad.
We'll see if in game number 2 Empire can look to not make those things happen and try to take it to a game number 3. But it is going to be match point for ASUS Polar coming up. That will be happening in just a few moments. I'm Coddle Guy, and that's Admiral Bulldog. We'll be back in just a moment for game number 2. Sit tight.